and he just wanted to know what was going on and what happened yesterday. So, we believe in transparency, so we'll tell you. Last night, we got intel that one of our shipments, well, let me actually rephrase that. We wanted to move our missiles outside this city due to the faceless, the ones that can be put inside helicopters. You see, so there was a plan to move them. However, according to our surveillance, we knew that there was a potential hit. So, there was a bait shipment. And because it was a bait, we didn't alert anybody, not even you, Brian Knight. We didn't alert anybody, not even back at HQ. It was a very secure team. And to come to our surprise, well, that shipment did in fact get hit. And they found absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. However, according to my intel, there was a massive shootout, which I don't know why, involving some van and baseless assets. That I'm not too sure about. I don't know if that's something to do with what happened last night or if a whole different scenario.
Oh. Well, so okay. Y'all needed to move missiles and you needed to keep it under wraps. There was a bait shipment and they took the bait. Is that what I'm understanding?
There was a shootout. Unfortunately, I believe we lost a few people, but there was a shootout at the bait shipment. I believe it was.
Where was the bait shipment?
Let me double check. Delta 3, remember what the people said? I think it was, let me double check. Oh, near the gas station on Palomino Freeway. That's where we got hit, I think.
Correct, sir, yes.
I see. But
so
then what about...
left?
Sorry, good.
We left Fort Zancudo, and we were, I believe we were being followed the entire time. Then a massive shootout occurred, and they found nothing. But then I found out there was this massive, situation after, and I'm trying to find out if that's related. Because we do have the missiles, we have it locked away in a container actually on this ground. But
wait, have you checked them?
Negative.
You should probably check it right now, because I think they were already taken.
We found an empty container.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
More than one. Yeah. There's going to be one way over there.
Yeah, that's one. Jesus. Then I'll be right back. Delta 3, you stay there.
Shit. We know this for certain, sir. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I don't know what was in the containers, but we know we found empty containers.
This is very bad if that gets into the wrong hands, sir.
Well, we probably could have done more to secure it if we knew about it up front.
We'll wait and see what Delta 1 has to say. Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Should we go over there with him? We got a 4-door, might as well. Otherwise, he's got to run back as well, right?
It's okay. We'll,
I got you.
Delta 1, you're gonna need to ride back from over there. They're asking.
Negative has arrived at the fucking crate and the doors are slided open, smashed open. How the fuck did they know?
Jesus fucking Christ.
It's fucking empty.
Fuck. This is not good, sir. This is not good.
.007 transitioning back to channel 18. Thank you.
the fuck did they find that location?
Remember when you said they got nothing from that dummy transport?
Hey, firm. That should be completely empty.
Wait, what do you mean?
Yeah. There should have been nothing in the back of that transport. It was completely empty. It was bait.
So the transport was empty, but the missiles were over here?
Hey, firm. That was the storage container with the missiles that we were
I
going
got
to
you.
move on a different date. And that's what we did the bait, as we got intel that was going to get hit. But you're saying it's fucking empty. How did the hell?
I'm going to be real.
How
Delta One, this is some hammer shit right here. You know what I mean? This feels like some hammer shit. I'm pretty pissed.
What? So I'm confused. Do you know how they got that, or?
Was that the only container?
Yeah.
Hey, firm.
There's another container over at Route 68. Is that related to this at all?
Negative. Route 6 here, over there.
Yeah, Route
At the gas
68
station.
by the
The old
By
airplane
the scrapyard?
Negative. That's not one of ours at all.
Huh. Are you okay? So, that bait truck, who operated it?
Fuck. Delta 3, who operated the bait truck to the bait team? Because I was there. I was in the air, trying to coordinate with people. We had Lancer.
Was that Lancer? Was it Lancer?
Oh yeah,
operating
we
the
had
truck?
Lancer 1. No, Lancer 1 was in the air. I believe he's in the ICU as we speak. We had another agent in the air.
Hold on. You said that new guy that was Hammer Squad. That
Oh,
showed
yeah.
up.
Hammer
Was that
24.
Yeah, him, yeah.
Oh, okay, yes. There was a new guy driving the truck, Hammer 24. You're not wrong, it was a Hammer squad.
Mhm.
We had the normal people, I believe we had, what? Was it Foxtrot 3 driving them?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
A farm. So,
What about Delta 8?
Delta 8 used to be at HQ. He was the one that actually, Delta 8 is one of 3 that actually knew that location.
Okay.
And the way we've done is we encrypted the location by using a different method, some sort of riddle that the HQ wanted us to use. And that was given to me and Delta 8 and Delta 7.
Delta 8, you, Delta 8, and Delta 7 were the only ones that knew the location. Am I understanding that correctly?
Delta 1, myself, Delta 8, Delta 7 were the only people that knew the location of that crate. We were sent riddles from the HQ because they're the ones that moved it to that location. So that's why
Okay.
I'm confused on how the fuck that's empty.
Do you know
Okay,
what
I know.
became of Delta 7?
Negative. I believe Delta 7 and A are actually on HQ as we speak.
Okay. The reason I say is I think those riddles may have gotten into the hands of the enemy. Say, the Hobbler private.
Jesus
Hey,
fucking
Hobbler,
Christ.
private conversation. Sorry. Wait, is that a Hobbler?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. You kind of look like someone else for a second there.
How though?
I don't know. That's a good question. Is it possible that Delta 7 maybe
Or Delta 8, right? Delta 8 and 7.
8 and 7? Well, you said Delta 8 was at HQ.
A firm, but Delta 8, so here's how it worked, right? We organized the bait truck about 3 days ago. Us 3 were all on there. We scanned it, looked for any bombs underneath, did what we did. I believe Delta 8 was the last one to check everything. And then 3 days later, we got it out again and decided to do the shipment, the bait.
Okay. I don't know how it would have gotten out. I think the bait truck was definitely hit on Palomino, but the individuals that attempted and did secure, well, I'll put it this way. We secured at least some number of the missiles. So, they're currently in Marshall storage as we speak.
Wait, you guys got the container?
Yeah. Not the container,
As in-
we stopped the faceless from getting their hands on it.
What the fuck?
This is insanity.
I don't even know what the fuck you just said. That's how confused I am.
This is insanity, sir.
So we had one group target the bait truck, right? Simultaneous to this, there was another firefight over by Great Ocean Highway within Imaggio, right? Those individuals whom we have identified somehow got their hands on these missiles. So, however, we, due to us having two separate fire teams, one dealing with whatever the hell happened at Palomino, dealt with that, while the second fire team dealt with Darkstone engaging with faceless assets on the ground.
I'm just
Now-
confused on how they know that location of it. That's what I'm not understanding. Or even this motherfucker knew it. Delta 3.
I mean, we don't know, right? We were able to put things together. With that having been said, I'm concerned that only some number were retrieved, as I do have a insider within the faceless whom suggested only a portion was garnered.
If I remember correctly, in that container, there should have been 10, I believe 10 or between 7 and 10 crates, if I'm not mistaken. How many did you
Wait,
retrieve?
there was only 7 or 10?
A firm.
Oh,
They have a stacks on them, so I believe the pods each carry 8. So 8 times whatever how many crates were there.
okay. We may have recovered all of it then.
Oh,
Give me a second.
that's good news then.
Yeah. Except that riddle book was in the bait truck.
You said what?
Mm-hmm.
The bait truck was not empty. It had the riddle in it.
Do you know who it belonged to? Because all our notepads have our names on it.
Delta 8 notes. Special cargo. 3 separate
Jesus
locations.
fucking Christ,
Oh
this
my God,
idiot.
Jesus.
This fucking idiot.
Fuck. God
I
damn it.
fucking knew I should never trust him to clean sweep the fucking truck. Now here's what we need to fucking figure out. Did he leave it on accident, or did he leave it there on fucking purpose?
Well, that's the fucking age-old question, isn't it, sir?
Wait, so just so I understand, you're telling me you recovered Delta 8's notebook with the riddles inside the truck?
Correct. Which is how we then found this crate and a separate crate off of Route 68 and a third one down at LSIA.
LSIA?
Mhm.
Interesting.
Do you know the scrapyard
So-
off Route 68? There's a
A
busted
from
crate over there.
A from no, that's none of ours. This is the only crate that we own here. Inside Los Santos.
Wait, but how is that possible?
That doesn't match the riddle.
Nor the forensics.
All the riddles are pointing to this location.
But there's an issue with that. One says the truth does not travel on roads meant to eyes and wait for permission, replaces disguise, seek the ground where no longer pretends, where the, steel bellies sleep with their bellies exposed, while watchers, there's the airplane scrapyard off Route 68, with a open red container in which Darkstone engaged with the individuals on the ground with casings. So they were at least present there. And there is a busted container. So you're saying that busted container is irrelevant?
All those riddles all point to that location there, because you see there should be 3 riddles, and 3 of us had, as I said, Delta 1, 7, and 8. And let's just say, if we didn't understand riddle 1, you know, there's 2 other riddles to go by from HQ.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Every riddle should have alluded to that container there.
Okay. I got you. I guess one might just... That's strange.
It also says something about it being the color of blood.
Well, the blood one, remember last night after I took a ride, that's how I found the container down there. There's a red container over there.
Gotcha.
So there's the first one we found, and then that one over there, and then that third riddle seems to pertain to the numbered doors down at LSIA with the exposed sides. Thing is, we couldn't really confirm one way or another because we only presumed where they were taken. There was no, like scratch marks or anything along those lines that would have indicated something was previously present, if that makes sense.
Yeah, can I confirm? Those 3 riddles are meant to allude to that fucking container that somehow, well, now I know how. Either Delta 8 left his notes, we do have 3 copies, left one of his note inside, or he did it on accident, because he's an idiot. Or, I don't want to say this, but, I mean, he's a Delta team, so I highly doubt it. But I think you know what I'm trying to imply.
I mean, it sounds like there's a leak, right? Because, I mean, look, unless I'm mistaken here, did you all have a copy of this? Or was it mentally memorized?
Negative. I have 2 copies. Delta 7 should have 2, and 8 should have 2.
Okay, what the fuck? Well, then one of them got out, right?
So I'm assuming that Delta 8 left both copies either on accident, but that doesn't make any sense though, Delta 3. Why the...
That's no accident, sir, if I'm being honest.
Well, then why leave 2?
I don't know. I think we have to have a nice long conversation with Delta 8.
Let me to Black Wagon is all we need to do. Give a location, we can have a little...
Well, we gotta wait for the state to sign off on that. We've sent our negotiators back up, so...
So let me get an understanding. If this was the only container, why, after the bait shipment was hit, were Darkstone aircraft opening fire on civilians at that scrapyard where that container, the other container is?
They weren't civilians. They were the ones who hit the transport.
No, they were... Oh! Oh! When... Okay, can you break down for us, where was the hit initially?
Hit initially was Palomino Freeway, near the gas station. And then all my ground units went down. And then we followed them, and they went to I believe they went to the scrapyard. And there was a massive firefight where, for some reason, our annihilators are made out of fucking paper. And all our choppers went down, and we still followed them, and then we lost them. So it went from Fort Zancudo, we took a right towards Polito, went all the way around. We broke off the Palomino Freeway, and that's when the ground team was hit. So no, they weren't civilians at the plane. Those were the faceless motherfuckers.
I think, Blunt, those that we engaged with afterwards came afterwards and may have initially, because I arrived on scene when I thought it was Code 4, and then I started getting shot at, right?
Well, one of the cars that we were chasing were assisting the teal car that Kingsman said Delta 1 was the individual that shot you down.
Excuse me. I
shot me down?
No. So the individual driving the teal car was the original suspect we were chasing. Kingsman told us that Delta 1 told him that the individual in the teal car shot you down.
Negative. No. Yeah, no, separate group altogether.
Negative. I never even mentioned Brian. He's the one that told me he was shot down.
Yeah, so there he could have, let's just presume Kingsman may have been.
Okay.
We'll have to check our notes.
Yeah,
but based on my understanding, this actually lines up. If Faceless Assets initially hit the convoy and then a separate group may have come in following it, it may have mixed situations. We can't say for certain, right? Because you have to understand the Faceless work with different people, right?
Interesting. So must have two fucking separate groups then.
It could be two separate groups. It could have been the same group, but just split in half.
I mean, it makes sense, right? I mean, it seems to me that the little sword bag, I'm assuming they're low on resources, right? That's why we are planning to move our missiles outside the fucking city, go back to HQ, and looks like our base somehow backfired because Delta 8 is an idiot.
I'm not willing to necessarily conclude on that because when we got our missiles, when we received the missiles, that situation was happening well away from Palomino, and there was only two individuals involved in it. One driving a van, and the second driving an Amaggio. So some of the others that later engaged us may have been the ones that shot me down. But like I said, we have to look at all the forensics and kind of make sense of it. So
I mean, I'm just glad you got. It looks like you got all the crates, which shows that Faceless are really losing their touch.
well, but let's roll back here for a second, right? If the convoy was hit on Palomino, and there was this riddle in there, and we know that the missiles were taken, how did they get those notes to begin with?
Well, I'm not assuming they were the ones that hit us at Palomino Freeway.
I understand that, but by the time I arrived, this notebook was still in the truck. So if they hit you guys at Palomino, they never took this notebook. So where did they get the information?
The other
notebooks are in the
The
truck.
other one, the copy.
So they only, but why would they take one? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I see.
Why would they take one notebook and leave the other? They like, if you're hitting this thing and you're gonna see it in the back, right? Like even when I first took it, I did not even know what the fuck it was. I thought it was like they'd already hit and dipped. So I was just doing a normal check.
What you mean.
You're gonna take both. You're not gonna just immediately look at it.
Well, here's the thing. The only thing I can think of, the only thing that would logically make sense.
Why would these guys be like, oh, you know what? Let's leave one for someone else. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Exactly. So what that does make sense is maybe because you know how the van, sorry, the truck we use is a terabyte. It's got a lot of things inside, a lot of gadgets. Maybe it was just hidden and they didn't see it, and you saw it, which is true, because you basically saved our fucking missiles. That's the only thing that does make sense, because why would they leave it? Say, you know what? Let me leave another book for somebody. This doesn't make any sense.
Let me ask a question here. Is it possible that when you open the back of the trunk, you might see one of the copies, but the other one might be hidden once you kind of pop it back open?
Can you say that one more time? Sorry, Director.
Sure. Is it possible that the Faceless Assets might have, grabbed a notebook, but they didn't quite see under the
AFO.
okay. All right. That makes them a bit more sense then.
AFO. I don't think they saw the second notebook, is what it seems like. That's the only thing that does make sense. Because why would they keep that one? Which is good.
Yeah.
They're dumb, they're blind, and, well... So, let me get it straight. The Faces hit the transport. Get that fucking dumb fuck Delta 8's book. You go there and get that one. And then...
I'm immediately shot down.
I see.
Yeah.
Did you apprehend the missiles here, or were they somewhere else in a van, he said?
They're not here, no. Due to the IDing of the vehicle that was engaged with Darkstone, we then got a visual of the same make, model, color, following a van. It came to our attention that there was likely something being moved. This is in advance of looking at the notebook. The moment I opened this, actually, between knowing that probably something was being taken, the information that was given to Kingsman, which was faces might hit this, that infers something, and then seeing special cargo, the inference was made something is being moved. What was being moved was unknown to us. So that Amaggio, same make, model, color, that was spotted by law enforcement, engaged with Fire Team 2 with Delta 1, or with the Delta squad in the air. We then saw a van being moved around like Cougar Avenue. So we conducted a traffic stop. We had probable cause to, do a GSR test, and boom, boom, bim, bim. Guys, GSR positive. Boxes in the back. Faceless asset, Mr. Aschez Perez, and next thing you know, we secured that bitch.
Well, I mean, I can't thank you enough. This seems... Well, this is a major fault on our part. Well, I mean, I don't know what Delta A is thinking. Like, it is confusing. Maybe I would understand if he dropped one copy. He might have forgot it in the back of the truck. But two, that's very suspicious to me.
We need some kind of official document from y'all as to
a roster team.
Roster team, ideally DNA, because we need to be able to sort between who's who. Because we're starting to get a lot of trouble in that. But number 3, whoever that is, Delta 8, we need like a sit rep, because we need to. We're gonna get reamed out if you guys are driving around with damn missiles and not notifying us. You have to remember, we're in charge of the law over the state, right? And if y'all are moving missiles around without us being aware of it, even the top of SASM, we get into a lot of legal trouble, right?
Not just legal. We almost shot you guys down. Like, we arrived at the scrapyard with no context, with your guys' aircraft opening fire on vehicles on the ground. No clue what the hell's going on. No communications that there's an operation going on, nothing. So, I mean, I almost shot them out of the sky.
Here's the thing, right? You're not wrong. And every DOS operation we do obviously give you the heads up. This one was very different for 2 reasons. Well, it was a bait. We were never moving missiles. And number 2, if I'm being honest, I don't know who to trust to, not saying I don't trust you guys, I'm saying the local PD. Because
I mean, local PD doesn't need to know, right? As long as it's cleared from SASM, right?
A firm. I don't trust a single local PD person. Because, I mean, look at the chief or the ex-chief or whatever the fuck. Everyone's just... I just don't trust anyone. So, obviously, if this was a real missile trust, I would have given you the heads up. This wasn't meant to be anything crazy. It wasn't meant to get hit, but it wasn't meant to be actual missiles being transported, as we thought we had them securely locked away in that red container. Somehow Delta A is an idiot.
In a way, it was a missile to be fair, you are right. It wasn't a missile transport, but still something containing information. I mean, that makes me feel a lot better, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, here's the thing as well. I actually did call Kingsman and let him know we're doing a training exercise. I also 311 it as well to give the heads up there is something Darkstone happening before this all took place.
Yeah, you're right, but it's also 10 minutes, right? So, bit of a... listen, I'm going to put it like this, Delta One. We scrambled so quick that we had local PD taking over the fucking comms, and they shot everything in sight. Even those that may have been friendly.
Jesus fucking Christ.
So, This kind of goes even beyond that. If we ever get any murmurs that there might be some faceless activity happening, that lets us sort of get our proper team in place, folks that we can trust. So if shit goes down, we might not even need more than 15, 16, because I'll take 15, 16 good ones rather than 40 cops that are just talking over each other. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I do agree. I mean, like I said, though, right, this was a very, I don't know what the right word is, 1 in a million. We always do cooperate and give you intel on adoption-related things. That's actually been a thing for a couple of weeks. This was more of a testing the waters, which then backfired, but then you saved us. So again, I do appreciate that, Mr. Director.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, at the end of the day, right, as much as there is a huge amount of cooperation here, we get value out of our relationship. At the end of the day, the state is going to have our ass if we don't have answers, right? One day governor shows up and he says, what the fuck is SASM doing? You know, I need to be able to explain myself and make sure it's fully kosher in the eyes of the law.
With that being said, if you want, I mean, is the missiles in a secure location?
It is, yeah.
Delta 3, is Delta 27 on standby?
I firm, sir, yes.
Well, it's up to you. We don't need to do this. If you do want to get that transport outside the city, we can do that. You can help us with that. Have a plane located at SIA.
Today's not going to work because we now need to get clearance, right? So bear in mind it's evidence.
Delta 3, can you come in for 1 second?
I'll be honest, this is still not a good enough explanation for...
Yeah, I'm being very particular with my strategic with the...
Yeah, I'm just keeping my mouth shut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... If it was just a decoy and there was no actual missiles and they didn't actually steal missiles, the fuck are you shooting at them with military helicopters? What did they actually do?
The thing too is I don't know if I'm comfortable like handing back missiles to a PMC, right? We need those answers first and, you know, clearance to actually do so.
Mm-hmm. Imagine, we had all these missiles, we just gave them back to these people, though. The governor would have our ass.
Yeah.
I already had to defend Gunner. I don't have to defend you too.
No, you don't have to worry about that. There's no reason. Everything's got to be above board, and the fancy toys and this and that isn't enough.
Mm-hmm.
One more thing, Delta 3, come in.
The walking away in and of itself is...
Sorry about that. We just had to have a conversation, and we do understand.
Okay. The procedure, what I'd like to see, is we need some sort of, this guy did it, this guy fucked up, so that, you know, that closes the gap on how this happened. right? You know, Delta 8, blah, blah, blah. This is the situation. He was a bozo, put it in the fucking truck, right? The second is just some kind of like inventory log that we can get sign off for. So both the Department of Justice is aware, as well as the state office. Without that, I would be committing a crime, taking anything out of the evidence. So,
like I said, it's understandable. We'll see what we can do to help out regarding that. I just hope the faces don't plan a heist. However, it's locked out and they use it for their own benefit. Of course, it will cause more casualties, unfortunately.
wait, say that again. Sorry.
No, I'm saying I hope the faces don't, I guess, try and hijack wherever it's locked away.
I will put it this way: there is 3 people that know where it exists.
It's funny. The 3 people knew those missiles existed in that container.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't write down classified information in notebooks and then leave it out to the general public.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
actually, it's funny you mentioned that. Fucking Gunner Kane got hired into the LSPD. So,
I mean, listen here, Blunt, you might not do that, but we also don't leave Darkstone, go to the Faceless, and hand over entire interrogation and leak a snitch. Ex-Marshal.
No. What I'm...
No, Mr. Replying to what Blunt said.
Yeah, no, we, even Gunner Kane cannot get to this, so...
Good.
Yeah.
That's good. That man is a... Yeah, actually not wrong. I hope he's an LSPD now somehow, so we're going to be careful of that, man.
We don't know how we were given 0. Most of their command has no idea. High command didn't even know he's getting hired.
They'll hire anybody these days, I guess.
Yeah. That's why the Up and Atom's so empty nowadays. So...
Well, that's good. Like I said, I guess keep me in the loop. I'll try and help out as much as I can regarding this because, I mean, at least it's locked away somewhere. That's good.
Yes. Okay. Beautiful. I don't think, what happened to you? We started talking about it, but we had to start the, at the LMOC.
Yeah, at LMOC, obviously, we stole the Warhog, tried to shoot it down, blew me up. Somehow I survived, ejected, splash landed, knocking out my ribs. In LMOC, woke up unconscious. This man here, Delta 3, again, thank you for what you saved me.
Absolutely.
Way back at HQ, I was laying low because I don't know, like I said, we both know the faces do things for a reason. Everything they do is for a reason. I don't know if that attack was for you or for me. So I tried to lay low, pretending I was dead in front of the faceless in case they were trying to wipe Delta 1 out. Because if I go, let's face it, we don't want to be stuck with having that.
Okay. What's your, are there any other entities that you're working with, over in, San Andreas that we need to be aware of?
Well, I believe we're both working with the people, behind us.
The military?
Negative, New Babylon.
Oh, wait, you're working with them.
I thought you knew that.
No, what?
I would say them as a whole. Before I continue, don't mean this in a rude way there, but can I speak freely there?
Yeah, you can speak freely with them.
I remember having a conversation a very long time ago, I believe, when we talked about Victor Blackwell.
Mm-hmm.
Saying that, we have a common friend. An old man. So I wouldn't say we work with New Babylon as a whole, but we tend to help out someone in New Babylon.
Are you inferring that the hammer situation when you know, those weapons got in the hands of New Babylon, that was not an accident.
Excuse me. It was New Babylon.
Yeah. When Hammer Squad had, you know, the, what was it? The, you know, the machine guns stolen from this hangar right over here. They were seen, and you had, you know, multiple helicopter go down in the forest. This was about 4 months back. Maybe 5 months. Those LMGs got in the hands of.
No, let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. Because I don't want to go too deep.
Yeah.
But I saved 3 of their lives. You remember that Delta 3? I mean, you weren't there. Let's just say they were here being held up by the U.S. fucking military. And we saved them. And you're telling me now they're stealing from us?
I mean, this is 4 or 5 months ago, right? I pretty sure I mentioned it. Yeah.
Negative, not New Babylon that stole from us. That is...
That was the suspicion. If I recall correctly, we arrived on scene over here. There was 2 dead bodies. There was... No. We responded to a downed Blackhawk off the little trail just north of New Babylon. There's a dead body there. We then came to Fort Zancudo to see if that was the originating location. Upon arrival, 2 dead bodies on the ground. And then I believe there may have been like one person that was running around that turned out to be Hammer Squad, right? And he was telling us about the weapons bench, and they had lost like 3 LMGs. The information that the, what was it, Hammer 9 gave us, this is a long time ago, my memory might be off, mentioned that there was 2 like off-road vehicles with tarps on the top that were seen leaving. So we can't say conclusively, but that was a suspicion at the time.
Here's the weird thing, right? Now, don't take this the wrong way. We've been working with, like I said, an individual for a very long time. Like I said, we saved their lives. We literally saved them. They would be dead. And this is a long time ago.
I don't even know if he was aware of this, given when it occurred. You have to understand, the old man you're referencing goes to bed really quickly, and this was around like 7, 8, 9 p.m. Very late at night when this took place.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he wasn't, because, I mean, it just doesn't make any sense.
Did Hammer 9 not mention any of this?
Not New Babylon, negative. I mean, listen, I'm going to be honest with you. Hammer 9 is, whatever he says, I take it with a grain of salt. I don't know, we just feel sorry for him. You know, that's why we give him the Hammer Squad. It's just a bunch of Hammer 9s. But I'm just confused because, I'll put it like this. New Babylon know where, I guess, have a close relationship. There was a VIP that we made stay in there for a couple of days. I don't know if you know or remember Ryan Kane.
I do. I think you had vaguely referenced that a while back.
Ryan Kane used to work for the Faceless to do with the shipments from Jetson. He needed a way out. To get out of the city, we had to plan his extraction. In doing so, we made contact with New Babylon and let them go out there. And Ryan Kane was a refugee over there for a couple of days. So now you're telling me they're stealing from us. It's very confusing because...
Well, I want to be clear here, right? I'm not saying that we know for certain New Babylon did it. It is a suspicion that they did.
Okay, no, that makes sense.
Yeah, like I said, when Hammer 9 told us this, he said he saw 2 buggies with tarps on the top, right? The natural inclination there is it was possibly New Babylon. However, those LMGs were neither recovered nor did we get positive ID. So
Hey, that's yeah. I hope it's not them. It just wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And that was months ago anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only entity if that's an entity, if that's what you mean by that word, then I guess New Babylon, you could say.
Okay. Interesting. What, like, beyond that, like, has there been, like, recent relationship with them?
New Babylon?
Yeah, like, any recent activity. The reason I ask this is, if listen, at the end of the day, if there is some assistance from time to time, us being aware of it is important, such that I wouldn't say that we would necessarily look the other way, but it may change our priority. But if we were to come across information along those lines in the future, right, like, hey, something took place 4 weeks ago, it doesn't look good, right? It makes us, myself, Blunt, and the rest of my department look like we are allowing illegal activity.
We haven't had any sort of anything with New Babylon for quite a bit.
Okay. All right. All right. Easy. And what about the besties? Any assistance for them? I think we spoke about this 2 weeks back.
Yeah, we have those people that actually drove here and interrupted our conversation. They were very angry at you.
Yes.
Who else was there?
Oh, there's Miguel Almerian. Yeah, they're resident Chihuahua. Yep.
I know him pretty well. He reached out, actually. And we've had some discussions. Common enemy. It's actually funny. There was a time, actually. I don't really remember, actually, to be honest. My clothes were wet. And I had a really bad headache. But I remember meeting Miguel a couple of weeks ago. No, a couple of weeks ago, maybe last week. And, well, we actually met on the east coast of the city, Substantia Road, and he wanted to talk about Darkstone, how to apply, how to join. And with me, I remember I had something with me. And then a couple hours later, I'd knock out, and there was just a daze. And I actually talked to them about that and what actually happened. Because now that I think about it, I'm missing my briefcase.
I'm sorry. You had a bad headache and something, and then you met Miguel. I'm sorry. Say that again.
Negative. So a couple of days ago, I met Miguel.
Yeah.
And that's our second meeting. He wanted to talk about Darkstone, how to do this, how to apply, because he knows about Jed, who is an agent of ours, who I believe is still the captain of NSPD. I'm not too sure. Anyway, he wanted to know, how do we join, or any assistance, or how can we seek help?
Yeah.
And I said,
against the faces. Yeah.
Exactly. I said, unfortunately, I don't know if you're qualified. And then an hour later, I wake up dazed and just confused. So I don't know what happened there. Either I was drunk, either I got knocked the fuck out. And ever since then, Miguel has been...
He got you drunk?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I was drinking water. That's why it's confusing, because I haven't spoken to Miguel ever since. He's been ducking my calls, as they say. And to call him on my number and also a payphone, but he's just not answering.
Okay.
But like I'm saying, Delta 3 did have a briefcase with me that day.
Yes, sir, you did. Yep.
He's cracking right now.
Interesting. I will talk to Miguel.
You're telling me he stole something from you?
Well, during the meeting, I had my normal call, my surgeon. I had some things on me, can't really remember what it was. I know I had 3 briefcases of me, they're color-coded. There's silver, there's black, and there's purple. And, after our conversation, after I woke up, my head was throbbing. I don't know if I got whacked. I don't know, to be honest. My head was throbbing. I look into my trunk and all the briefcases are gone. And
all of
Miguel's
them are
been
gone.
A firm.
Huh. Okay, now I'm getting really concerned here.
Well, they're color coded, right? So the silver one that contains actually equipment. The other two just contain just random documents. So, you know, nothing crazy. That's why Miguel's been very suspicious now.
Miguel had a briefcase with a bomb in it the other day. Wait,
Delta
did Miguel steal a fucking bomb?
Give me 1 second. Delta 3. Give me one. I thought we do. You packed my... Listen to me, Delta 3. We said no bombs, none of explosives.
Brian is playing him right now, by the way. He's letting him create an alibi and pitting Miguel and them. So effectively, Darkstone is going to is snitching on Miguel right now.
The fact that they keep having to walk away to get their story straight is suspicious as fuck.
No. And yeah, do you see where I'm going with this? Or okay, so you're telling me Miguel stole from a fucking... So that's going to be in a damn statement. So
it doesn't make any sense, Delta 3, to be honest with you. I just spoke to Delta 3 because he was the one that packed the briefcase. I just confused, though, because if you're saying Miguel had a briefcase with a fucking bomb, I'd meet him a couple of days prior. All my things are gone. Now he's not answering my phone calls.
Oh, he got shot up.
What? Who packed my fucking briefcase? Delta 3.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's Delta 8 that packed it, man. I'm 99% sure.
I feel like this guy packed it. I'm going to be honest.
Sorry. The same man that left the notebook. Delta 3.
Yeah. He was left in charge of the
Give me your phone. Give me your phone. Making sure you are recording. Okay. That was very interesting. Very interesting indeed, because... Why, though?
Why did he pack... Wait, what's the question?
No, why did Miguel do what he did?
That is currently a pretty large active investigation, something I can share with you in the next coming days. We don't fully know, is the right answer. So, but you mentioned Miguel and stealing briefcases, and that situation kind of came to mind. Do you know if, from what I'm hearing here, is Miguel Elmarian stole a bomb from Darkstone, which is very concerning.
I will check the tasking list, but Delta 8 was on the briefcase packing that day. We explicitly told him not to pack any bombs. But
no, we don't do bombs. That's the thing. We don't enter bombs in Los Santos. That's not a thing, because if we did, what makes us different between those space fucks? That's one thing we don't do.
Exactly. We put on it.
So, here's what I'm understanding, though, because Brian, I will be transparent. I've met the girl twice, okay? One time I got knocked out and robbed apparently. But before that, I used to meet Aubrey Webster, and he reached out unknown number, begging. Like, I felt so sorry for him. He needed help, and I don't really want to help people like that. But then again, he was very persuasive. We have a common enemy, they're a ruthless gang. But I didn't, offer anything really, except, I guess, a safe house, which I've come to find out, well, we no longer own it. But the whole besties and dogs, so yeah, we've had conversations, but Miguel, him specifically, we've already had two. and one I don't really remember. And now you're talking about briefcases. This is interesting. Is Miguel dead?
He might end up dying. I mean, it's possible. But
Because if he stole from me, this is what I know. That's what I don't understand. Because we've done nothing but help in terms of people like yourself, the PD, marshals, whatever. Babylon, I'm hoping the story of them stealing isn't true. But then with the whole besties, I'm hoping
once again,
that
just to be
isn't true.
clear here, so there's no misunderstanding. We don't know if they did. They were only suspected to have, right?
Exactly, is what I'm going to say, right? And now we've offered a helping hand to the besties, and now apparently they robbed me.
Yeah.
I'm just confused.
You're wondering why a street gang might have stole shit from you without thinking? Well, both their leaders are not involved, and it's mostly the guy that is like their war leader. You know, they're fucking insane. The while Forehead and Ming being in ICU and Forehead not being the gang leader, at the helm of Miguel, he quite literally was third. He was like, you ever play Among Us? He was the red guy.
I see. Yeah, my child plays Among Us on the Nintendo
He
Switch,
quite
I believe.
literally, his gang quite literally texted one of my marshals overseeing a fucking antenna and sent it to Charlie. And then was willing to tell me, just to hold back on the lie, tell me that he's willing to say he's retarded if he's lying. But he was caught red-handed doing it.
Sorry. Let me just understand something. Besties and the Faceless, for some reason the Besties did what they did. Okay? Faceless kidnapped their leaders, they started massive destruction, whatever. But then they tip off Charlie. I'm confused here.
I mean, my suspicion is that they were willing to throw our lives away in order for a small opportunity to see Charlie, right? Like, hey, there's a marshal over here. That's the only conceivable thing I can think. But that in turn tipped off, the Faceless that were even monitoring the place, right? And the reason we could conclude that is the fucking the photo that was then later given to Frank, the besties unmasked standing on top of fucking tall buildings overseeing the fucking Estrelon building, and then Charlie giving McNulty a call saying he received a photo. I mean,
I don't understand. That really doesn't make I'm just confused, and just stealing whatever. I mean, their gang, as you said, but I just don't get that.
It doesn't need to make any sense, right? They're a street gang.
Yeah, you're not wrong, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I need to speak to Miguel or something, because if he's stolen the equipment, then I'm going to have to speak to him.
That might be a little difficult to do. With that said, this is an active investigation, so I'd rather you sort of maintain, conversation until that's all concluded. Sometimes the greater good might seem like the greater good, but in their case, I don't really know. They did more damage to everyone against Faces and themselves. quite frankly, in the last week or so.
Yeah, it's interesting. It really is.
Yeah.
It also has a sad side, though, I'll tell you that. Hopefully, get some construction workers to remove everything. Looks disgusting.
Mm.
I'm being honest, it's an improvement.
Okay.
Brian, can I talk to you real quick?
Yeah.
You know how you said he might have been the man that packed the briefcase? I think he might be onto something.
Sorry, say again?
You know how you said that man right there was the one who packed the briefcase? You might be onto something.
With that one right there?
I mean, that comment was very strange. Why would he say that?
Which comment?
And, well, I said little soul looks disgusting and needs to be, rubble needs to be removed. And he said, it looks better. Very interesting comment that he said. I'll keep a close eye on him.
Yeah, but wouldn't that mean he wants to fuck over the besties?
No, I believe that means that what the faces did, he likes.
Yeah, no, but if he likes what the Faceless did, then why would he give Miguel a bomb to use against Faceless?
And that's why he was the director. And now I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. My bad. Delta 3, everything's okay.
Again, so sorry.
Yeah.
I said everything's okay, Delta 3. Nothing to worry about. I have to have a brief bumble with Derek. Well, is there anything, anything we can do? Anything else we need to talk about?
I think like some kind of report, some kind of sit rep that we can, stand behind when we are. We need some sort of sit rep on paper as to what happened with the missiles, Delta 8, and then what happened with the C4. That way we can close the loop on our end, right?
Hey, Scrum, I'll get Delta 3 to write something up, and then probably receive it by Monday.
Okay, that works. Lastly, I'd like to get our hands on some dummy helis. So that when there is some off-time training needed, because we're going to have some people that only have training for small, being able to get... Wait, what the fuck is that? Do you see that fighter jet?
No, sometimes I believe it's the weed that he just smoked and people get high.
Okay.
No, sir, that was a roll-up cigarette, sir, not weed.
Not everyone can make it to these training sessions, and I want to make sure that they get flight time so that they don't get discouraged. I like to get my hands on some trainers, ones that would only be using duds, such that they would not be deployed. So
I can get a small fleet deployed.
Okay.
So
okay.
You can have I'll tell you what, I'll put you in contact with our aviation team. Lead aviation's Foxtrot 7. You'll be the one that can always help you out there. And,
Okay.
Hey, fun.
Anything else there, Blunt, that I'm missing?
Nope. I've got the selections of the prototypes from your inventory.
Yes, we'll discuss over terminal. So, all right, easy. I'm just gonna ask you this, Director, Delta 1. Did you intend to give the bomb to Miguel?
Negative.
Okay. All right. Easy. All right. Because if those are things we want to start doing, we have to do it the right way, right?
Brian, could I point to the side real quickly?
You're not a very good liar.
I want you to ask yourself a question. Okay, let's say something like that did happen. What's the difference between what I did and what you're doing with Brandon and spreading those real rumors and getting him killed every day? You see, we both have the same vision, Brian.
No, we don't. What rumors?
Well, I had to talk with Aubrey, and I was told that you called him I mentioned that Brad is a snitch. We both know you want him whacked. So do I.
That is not true at all.
Aubrey's lying.
You're trusting a gang leader. Is it true that the truth about Brandon Valentino is out there? Yes, of course. The public must know. The people must know when you have literal terrorists littered in the streets. Now, had Brandon been going around snitching? 100%. But there's two different things. One is getting whacked, and second is the truth getting out. And those interrogations are public. You take a look at the docket. Silas Moreno and Brandon allowing us to apprehend him has been on the docket for about 6 weeks now. It was sealed. It is no longer sealed.
I see. I'm gonna give that a read, actually. I saw that when I entered the borders, the border patrol gave me a tablet. We now have a MDT. I have one in my pocket right now, so can I see it from there?
No, it's not going to show up on there. It's going to be the old one. If you look up the case for Silas Moreno, it's going to have the details regarding Brandon Valentino.
Hey, fun. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I believe we.
But to answer your question, there is the right way. There is the legal way. I've sworn an oath, and what that means is, if I'm gonna bag people, it means the state is approved, right? Because doing outside of that, that'd be breaking my oath, and at that point, it's a question of who's the good guy, the faceless, or us. It's only the law that paints the difference.
Hey, fun.
Not opposed to slicing someone's neck, but it needs to be justified. And handing bombs to a bunch of bozos that are just going to shoot and blow up whatever moves. Just because the little soul is blowing up, don't think that they're not going to go blow up Mirror Park next, right?
You're not wrong. All right, Brian. Well, I'll be in touch soon. I'll see you soon, Blonde. Thank you.
Take care, Delta One.
Take care now, Marshals.
I asked him why he's lying.
What are you saying?
I said he's not a very good liar. He said, isn't that the same thing that you did with Brandon Valentino? You wanted him whacked. And I said, no, that's not. That was never the intention. That was to separate. It was always to separate the assets from one another. And I said, it's very much up on the docket. You can go ahead and read it yourself. So I then reminded him that, you know, there are certain things that we can do, but they must be legal.
Yep.
So.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, it's a tough line because, you know, at one point, like I said, on one hand, we need them. We need the things that they deliver. At the same time, you got to draw that line of what is and is not acceptable behavior. I think we still have to kind of reinforce the message that what happened yesterday was not okay.
I think
was the right time for it, but we...
exactly that. I think that's why we got to demand these things.
Yeah. Get a statement and then go from there.
Yeah.
All right.